able to relate to people all the time. And for every home, every husband, thank you so much for taking good care of your wife. Wives, thank you so much for taking good care of your husband. Parents, thank you so much for taking care of your children. Children, thank you so much for being so obedient and supportive of your parents too. Last week, and from previous 3 or 4 weeks, we have been discussing what?
We have been discussing about the love language, universal love languages.
Languages of love, or universal love languages. The languages that love speak, the language that express love between couples in different homes. And this language I'm saying is not restricted to a tribe. It's not restricted to a race. It is universal. It goes across. Be you an Arab, be you an African, be you an Asian, be you an American, be you a Caribbean, wherever you are, as long as you are what?
Human being.
A human being. These languages, what?
Will be applicable to in one form.
And that is why it is important for each and every one to try to pay attention into this stuff. Some of us know them, but we can't actually, we never knew the importance. We don't know, so it's true. Somebody just called, you remember somebody just called last week after the program and said, this thing I've been discussing, I've been pointing over it too. Now so true the thing be, and so I can't say so true. So the kind of way we're talking with ourselves, the language, it's not a language now. That one as speech, they take your mouth, talk them. The other person be hear them. And then they say what? If they work for your wife, the wife. So now I can ask my wife, say, which language you understand? Say, you know what I like past. Now how you just tease me. How just they praise me. Sometimes, you know that time when you talk about my hair. I don't talk, but the thing I call they laugh. What? There's some people they make me laugh for work. I don't feel tell anybody. But I can't laugh with you what I was going to use. Now you can't tell me. So, I hear the lecture. See, they say, make with the praise I work, so women like them. Not only women like them, men to what? Men to what?
It's human.
Men to like them. Everybody like to be appreciated. Everybody like to be praised. Everybody like to be honored. So that is one language. When will they take our mouth talk? Now mouth we will take talk. We discussed last week. What? Which one?
We discussed quality
time talk.
Quality time.
Quality time between spouses. Giving each other quality time. And absolutely free, undisturbed, uninterrupted attention given to each other. Whether at home, whether outside the home. We can create it to be anywhere. And we discuss a lot of things about it. Similarly, you have questions on that too. How it has affected many home. I think you were telling me about a family that called you, that how that's actually impaired the family.
Yes, yes. My friend actually called me, you know, to say that in the past they were, you know, they lived together, no doubt about it.
Husband and wife.
Yes, but because living together does not mean that they communicate, they relate, or that they have shared activities. Until now, they had some issues, and it was pointed out to them, you know, that let me ask you a question. What do you think your wife likes? He didn't know anything about the wife's preference, and they live together. He goes to work, comes back, but because the things they discuss are not something that relates to both of them, you know, that is peculiar to them. The two of them. He never knew what her preferences are
and what she appreciates
what she appreciates the most. So this thing, when there was friction, was until they had friction, they realized that no, we are only living together as flatmates. You know, we are not living together as husband and wife, or as lovers, as you know, there was a time you taught us about that too.
Yes, sir.
That husband and wife, they can be friends, they can be lovers,
they can be traditional,
you know,
everything.
In this case, they were just bedmates until they had friction. And when they had friction, and he realized that what he assumed his wife liked,
it's not what is her preference.
No, it was his own preference that he was superimposing
on the other party.
Yes, sir.
And so until that one point that what I want to play for is time.
When the woman got angry and said, what gave you the impression that I like this thing? You know?
And I said, what do you want? You said that.
You understand?
When you come with when we are talking, I want you to look at me straight in the eyes.
Yes.
Don't press phone when we're together. Don't be watching television when we're together. Don't be chatting when we're together.
Or don't insult me by telling me that we are together now.
Together, I can hear you
talk,
now.
I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
You know,
I hear with my ears. No. So to say what I want is right attention. Whether what I'm saying is right or wrong.
Listen to me. Listen to my. You can listen to
and show me. Give me body signs that actually you are following what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying. And that one gives me a lot of sense of belonging, sense of appreciation.
That somebody is listening to me. Somebody is paying attention.
You can see now, as minute as this is, it has caused the problem in marriage.
The absence of.
The man gives food. He provides everything.
Pays school fees.
But he said what? What I need is what? Time. I need your time. I need to see your face. We just sleeping together. That let us be talking. Let us hold our hand in hand and just walk straight our street and let people say. So people say that somebody said they even thought I was a widow. People said, "Are you a widow?" So, I'm not a widow.
They assumed that she didn't have a husband.
I said because has been that it's a bonus that comes to the what do you call it? This normal bosses that comes to the house to pack them. Has been coming to the house every time. For the past 6 years I've been coming here. I know you have children. I never saw. So I'm not a widow. I have a husband though. Wow. My husband go say, so can you imagine me calling me a widow? And yet we are married.
Wow.
One weekend, wait, let me and you walk with hand in hand and walk the streets. Let us stay on the front of our house. Let people see that, and it happens to many homes. You can see, and that was the cause of the problem. Until that was addressed, then you see, they started. So it's a language. Yes, you provide the money, you provide everything, but were you there for her? Were you there for him? Were you able to talk together? Were you able to impress other people by your own presence too?
Do you relate as companions?
As companions. So, brothers and sisters,
not stakeholders in the family, in the lives of your children.
You know, they play. The thing do like play with the talk. You know, they plug. You know, they make this though. This thing na reality. Now, one guy with the talk, the thing where they happen for houses. When will they receive message? Now they make us fit topic where they talk about. So, my brothers and sisters, ask yourself, ask your partner, which is your love language.
Can I say something, sir?
Yes, please. You're welcome.
Yes. I think June this year. A lady came to our house. It was my wife's birthday, so the lady came to do all this their makeovers and all that. And while she happens to be a neighbor, we live on the same.
You don't call her makeup, you say makeover.
Makeover, yes.
I get you.
So she came around and she was doing my wife's makeover, and she just suddenly said, "Do you know that I envy you, madam?" And my wife said, "Why?" She said that. You know, wherever she looks, she always sees my wife and myself working together. We do exercise together. We appear to be companions, that we hang out together and all that, you know. And my wife said that, what's the big deal about that? So it's a big deal, oh.
A big deal.
But your husband lives in, I said, my husband. My husband is always either on phone or playing with his phone or watching the TV. Have you ever seen me walk? She asked that, have you ever seen me walking with my husband? Now, have you ever seen me taking a stroll with my husband?
Can you see that?
You understand?
So, these are some of the things that actually enhances emotional balance between couples. We are not saying there are not going to be differences. There may be differences, there may be dispute, there may even sometimes. But these things, when it is lacking, when we remember, oh, if my husband had been there, if my wife had been there, he would have been taking me to this, we have not done this, we have been together, we will listen to me this way. He will be able to make a comparison between you and other fellow, and be able to see your virtues over other people. So we give you a preference again. You some people that say, if I come the next one, I will still marry you.
Wow.
Why they say that? Because of the peculiarity that this is the person that understands me,
that sees me
the way I am. So my brothers and sisters, let us look into it. So today, inshallah, let's do number 3 again. Another one, another factor, another love language. Let's look at that another love language.
Yes, we actually started 2 weeks ago, and our Sheikh mentioned all the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. As an explanation of each of them, he mentioned as under words of affirmation, verbal compliments, appreciation, encouragement, and thank you notes. And last week he also mentioned under quality time, undivided attention, shared activities, eye contact, and quality conversations. This week, inshallah, is going to take us through acts of service.
Act of service. Act of service. What do you mean by act of service? Remember, marriage itself is what? It's work. And when we say something is work, it means it requires putting in one's effort into achieving a result. You put some things together to attain a result. That's called say work. You have to put in your emotional, your physical into it. So it is a service that you want to render. Couples are complementary to each other. Each and everyone has a role to play in the marriage. So these roles are supposed to be, some are statutory, mandate that you must do them. Some are supererogatory, that when you do them, you enhance the law beyond that. Okay, I'm supposed to do this. Let me now do this more to assist or to support my what?
My partner,
my spouse.
Can I ask a question before?
Do some. Okay.
Mondays and
Monday and
Thursdays.
Thursdays.